Welcome to Life Planning 101, brought to you by Smart Money Group and Kennedy Financial Services in Eastland, Texas. Tune in every week as we share important information to help you and your family live life on purpose. Insurance, investments, legacy and tax planning, and much more. All covered now on Life Planning 101.
Here we are with another episode of Black and White Market Chatter on Life Planning 101. Matt Ervin, Aaron Kennedy. You know, I was teasing Aaron earlier yesterday. He was jumping off the roof, all excited, ready to invest. And today the market's up huge. Aaron, tell me what's going on.
I have no clue. No, it's a huge day, and it's a huge week, and I think this is week number 3 of just the market being up big. And let me just tell you the numbers. S&P 500's up 3.5% this week. The Nasdaq's up about 1.6% as of right now. Value or dividend aristocrats, Dow, that part of the market is up 5.4%.
Wow. So
I know last week, was it last week that you left me hanging where I couldn't? You
flew solo, young
that's
grasshopper.
I think that's what we talked about, is that we needed that part of the market to really start moving.
Yeah. And
it has. The industrial side, the value side, it's moved big. I mean, this is getting very interesting. And what doesn't make sense is nothing. Well, let me take that back. Economically, nothing really changed.
Right.
Lots of things changed in the market,
right,
and it was bad, really bad. Let me just tell you some of not our favorite stocks. If I say our, I'm talking about the market.
Right.
So the biggest parts of the S&P 500, biggest parts of the Nasdaq. Meta, not really a $1 trillion company anymore.
Yeah.
It's dropped down to somewhere around 250 billion market cap. Down 23.9% this week.
Right, and most of that was in one day, or I guess over a day and a half, right?
I mean, it was so bad. I got a chart here, and it's just broken.
Yeah, there's a big gap between closing price and opening price.
Yeah, if anybody wants to know what a gap is, I can show you right here. There's 2 of them, 1 week.
Yeah.
Anyways, Meta down 23.9, Amazon down 14.7 this week.
Mm-hmm.
Alphabet, Google, down 5.9. Microsoft down 3.5 this week.
Right.
This was 20% of the market, 20% of the S&P 500. Those are all down big, and the S&P 500 is up 3.5.
Right. Well, and we said the news was pretty boring this week, but when you look at corporate earnings, that was where the noise was, right?
Yeah.
There was, if you listen to it at all, that's where it came out. And I think it used to be Facebook. I still call it Facebook. It's Meta. They were asking for a lot of patience.
Yes.
And I don't know if they're going to get it. We'll just see. We'll see how investors take it.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't take it very well. The story of that company has drastically changed, going from its core, Facebook, to now Meta Universe. That's what he's spending the money on.
Right. Well, we could do a whole episode on how that has shifted, and they're talking about social media platforms and how that's even changing, and people are changing their news. But that may be a good time to have a whole episode on that, because we could sure fill up some time. But
before we get off, I'm not a big Twitter person. I mean, I think what you said made me think of this. That's where you see a lot of news, is through Twitter.
And even TikTok, they say.
Yeah, and even if you get on a news site, it's going to reference a tweet.
Right.
Anyways, Twitter's a whole new world.
Yeah.
New owner. People are testing it today. I've seen some of the funniest stuff, seeing if they'll get banned.
The algorithm.
Seeing what's changed.
Yeah. Well, they put in it was all the SpaceX engineers were going to learn how the code worked for Twitter, and so it's kind of interesting. 'Cause, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know if code is code, but that's quite a style flex between sending people to space or controlling mean tweets from certain people.
There's Elon Musk walked in the office yesterday in Twitter's headquarters carrying a sink.
Yeah.
There's a video of him. He's literally carrying a sink. And I've seen it a couple of different ways. Him walking in saying, "Let this sink in," you know.
Got it.
And according to all the firings today, I mean, they let go tons of people at the top.
Right.
So maybe throwing everything out.
But the kitchen sink.
But the kitchen
there
sink.
you go. Yeah, he's a very fun head twit, I think is what he deemed himself on one tweet. But anyways, enough about Elon and Twitter and Facebook. Anyways, so you're seeing some opportunities kind of come to fruition. So we can say that all the things you've been telling us, for 3 or 4 months of being patient, staying hooked, like you're starting to see some of that come to light, Aaron. Is that right?
Starting to see this come to light. I really hope this isn't it. And I don't think it is. I think this is more like it dropped too fast. Because nothing has changed yet. These companies that are down so beat up right now really didn't have bad numbers. For the most part, they just said it's coming. You know, next quarter's not going to be good. Next year's earnings are not going to be good. Well,
people are starting to talk about that.
Yes.
Like, so many of us have been talking about it for almost a year now about there's going to be something coming, and now it's starting to be more publicly broadcasted. And what they're saying is it's coming, so therefore I can't give you any forecast. And when people can't forecast, they get nervous and make drastic emotional decisions.
You know, I think if you look at the PCE numbers came out today, and inflation month over month growth was 0.5, right in line with what we're expecting. But employment cost was up 1.3. So this isn't the end of inflation. And I've been saying this for a long time. The increased cost of employment has not worked its way through the numbers.
That's right.
And it's getting more aggressive. Think about the rail lines and what's going on there.
Right.
We're going to start to see more unionization, or groups coming together, maybe not in the typical union, but people are going to start fighting for their income to increase.
Right.
And guess what?
They're going to get it.
They're going to get it. But these companies, they're not going to want to go in the hole or lose money over that. So guess what they have to do? Raise their prices.
Right. Or innovate, right? The technology can replace a lot of that. But we're getting close to time here today, Aaron, so I hate to cut off that thought because I think it was going to be wonderful. But what are your last words today for our episode?
Lots of things going on. We're actually going to be at a big conference next week, so we're excited about that. Big election coming over early next month. And I think we should expect to see economic news change, because I can't say that correctly. Economic news is going to change. The buffers need to come off, the training wheels need to come off, and we're going to start to see the effects of what the Fed's done. So that's good. It's closer to an end. Everybody hold in there.
Right.
Getting closer by the day.
That's right. Stay hooked. Everybody, appreciate your time so much today and joining us on this episode of Black and White Market Minute on Life Planning 101.
Thank you for joining us for Life Planning 101, brought to you by Smart Money Group and Kennedy Financial Services. If you have questions, you can email them to lifeplanning@kennedy-financial.com. Be sure to tune in next week for more Life Planning 101. The opinions expressed herein are those of the firm and are subject to change without notice. The opinions referenced are as of the date of publication and are subject to change due to changes in the market or economic conditions and may not necessarily come to pass. Any opinions, projections, or forward-looking statements expressed herein are solely those of the author, may differ from the views or opinions expressed by other areas of the firm, and are only for general informational purposes as of the date indicated. Securities offered through Calton & Associates Incorporated, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Smart Money Group LLC. Kennedy Financial Services and Smart Money Group LLC are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by Calton & Associates Incorporated.